Cockleshell Bay is a town near the sea, with sunshine and seagulls that screech. There are shops that sell ices and buckets and spades so that children can play on the beach. There are white painted houses along the seafront where folk come for a quiet holiday, where the sky is bright, the winds are light, and 2 children stay. So meet Robin and Rosie of Cockleshell Bay.
Okay, well, if I hold this, dear, could you open the door? Right, okay. Lift your end, Chris. That's it. Just a minute, I'll get it round this corner. I don't know why we had to move to another house anyway, said Rosie Cockle. I like the old one. It's 'cause Dad doesn't want to work in a factory anymore, said Robin, and Mummy doesn't want to live in a town. Well, said Rosie in a sulk, this is a town, isn't it? Yes, said Robin. But Cockleshell Bay is only a little town, not like Ruffington where we used to live. And it's got the sea and the beach and boats and that. Yes. Rosie was beginning to feel a bit happier. She'd been so fed up about leaving her old house that she'd forgotten all about the things she did like in Cockleshell Bay. And just then, their dad came out of the house carrying lots of bits of paper. Will one of you lift the lid off the dustbin for me? They both said, I will, together. I want to do it, said Robin. Well, I was here first, shouted Rosie. Let go. No. Robin, Rosie. Mr. Cockle was quite cross. Do it together and carefully. Thank you, silly pair. Daddy, said Rosie. Yes, Rosie? Can we help move the furniture round? Oh, afraid not, said their father. It's too heavy and you'll only get bumped into. Well, can we go to the beach, Dad? I'm sorry, Robin, but you don't know the way yet, and I've too much to do here. You'll just have to be patient and play in the garden. And he went inside. Well, I want to go to the beach, said Rosie. Well, we can't, said Robin. Then Mrs. Cockle, their mother, came out, and she was carrying rubbish too. Could one of you lift the lid off the bin for me? She said. And they said, we'll both do it. And they did. Thank you, said their mother as she put the rubbish in. Mum, said Robin. Yes, Robin? Can we go down to the harbour and look at the boats? Oh, not on your own, said Mrs. Cockle. You don't know the way, and I can't come. I've too much to do. You'll just have to be patient and play in the garden. And she went inside too. Oh, said Rosie very crossly. Grown-ups are always too busy. What shall we do now? Said Robin. I don't know, said Rosie. But all at once, Rosie had an idea. Let's be removal men, she said. Oh, that's a good idea, said Robin. Yes, let's. Robin found a big cardboard box and put it near the back door. Then they started looking for things to remove. There were some plates, and Rosie put those in the box. And Robin found their welly boots and put those in too. And there was still room for a nice shiny kettle, a tea towel, a packet of biscuits, and half a brick that Rosie tripped over in the garden. She put that in as well. In case, she said, the house we moved to needs mending. The box was very heavy. Rosie tried to lift it, but she couldn't. Then Robin tried, and he couldn't lift it either. So they tried to slide it along, but it kept getting stuck on rough bits in the path. Come on, Robin, push. Ooh, gosh, it's heavy. Right, heave. Come on. And Rosie was pulling and Robin was pushing when all at once the bit of cardboard that Rosie was pulling at tore. Whatever are you two doing? It was a lady they didn't know. We're removing, said Rosie. Dear me, said the lady. You've only just arrived in Cockleshell Bay. Who are you? Robin asked. Oh, I'm Mrs. Rowdy, said the lady. Only everyone calls me Gran Rowdy. Why? Said Rosie. 'Cause I have 11 grandchildren. Gosh, said Robin. Then he said, our Gran died, so we haven't got one. Oh, dear, said Gran Rowdy. Well, you'd better have me for a Gran now and again. Is that why you've come? Rosie wanted to know. My word, you two do ask a lot of questions, said Gran Rowdy. No, your mother, Mrs. Cockle, asked me to come to see if I'd help her with the guest house. What's a guest house? Oh, it's like a small hotel. It's where people come to stay for a holiday. It's where you live. This is going to be a guest house. Oh. Now, no more questions. I must see your mum. Oh, hello, Mrs. Rowdy. I'm so glad you've come. Come in and have a cup of tea. And Gran Rowdy and Robin and Rosie's mother went into the house. Oh, look, said Rosie all at once. It isn't another garden next to ours. It's a funny place. And if you're used to seeing gardens all in a row, it was a funny place. It had a funny old wooden shed with planks missing here and there, and inside it you could just see coils of rope and step ladders and tins of paint and... Oh, look, said Rosie again. A boat. Crumbs, yes, said Robin. A big one. It was big. And of course it wasn't in the sea, so that they could see all the parts of the boat that were usually under the water. And that seemed to have bits missing too. And there was another ladder and... A pair of pumps, said Robin. And there's more to them than that, said another voice they didn't know. There's feet in those pumps, and legs on those feet, and meat on those legs. And at that, the pumps and feet and legs all came out from under the boat. And there was Mr. Ship. That's my name, said the man. Well, Mr. Shipham, really, but everyone calls me Mr. Ship. Like they call Mrs. Rowdy Gran, said Rosie. Oh, been talking to Gran Rowdy, have you? Why, she's an old friend of mine. Yes, that's right, Gran Rowdy and Mr. Ship. And what's your name? Rosie Cockle, said Rosie. And yours? Robin Cockle, said Robin. Robin and Rosie Cockle, eh? said Mr. Ship. That's a good name for Cockleshell Bay folk. And when did you arrive? Today, said Robin and Rosie together. Oh, as long ago as that, said the old man. Well then, you're going to be busy finding out about us all, aren't you? About who all? said Rosie. Why, bless me barnacles, about all of us who already lives here. Robin was just going to say, yes, but who are they, when... Robin, Rosie, their mother called. Right, off you go home now, but next time I'll let you meet a friend of mine with big ears who likes carrots. All right? Oh, yes, please, said Robin and Rosie, both together. You're looking very cheerful, said Mrs. Cockle. Are you going to like living here? Oh, yes, said Robin and Rosie together. And they went in for lunch.